the fifth critical choice I made, well, let me even stop and I'll do a backup really quick. The four choices that we just went through, thank you for your wisdom and your lessons and your insight. For
thank you.
me, those four choices were linear. So, you know, you were talking about success being a continuum, evolving, changing. Couldn't agree. I mean, I experienced that completely. For me, those four choices were linear and prepared me for the fifth choice. And my fifth choice was to embrace my innate, boundless capacity to give all of my love and to receive all of the love that you want to give me. It was the hardest choice that I made, but what I experienced is that is enduring success, my enduring success.
Wow.
So giving and receiving love, when I think about embracing love, there's love as an emotion, which isn't a choice. And then there's love as an action, as a verb, as a manifestation of giving and receiving, which is a choice. I would love to hear a story from you because I want your stories about a time where you deliberately chose to give all of your love. And how did that feel?
I've never heard enduring success described that way. That's very enlightening and very interesting. It actually makes me think a little bit about where I come from and what love means to me and the people that share my background. So I'll just give you a little bit of perspective. So for us, love and prayer is synonymous with service. So when we love boundlessly without condition, this is synonymous with service. And it's in the services that we provide to our community. It's in the services that we provide to our family, just unconditionally. And one of the best examples I've ever seen of boundless love is my husband traveling the world and donating his time to volunteer medical services to places like Haiti and to places like Mexico. This is one of the most palpable examples I've ever seen of boundless love, just giving that time and giving that service. And another way that I view boundless love is through giving your time and knowledge. And one of the best experiences I've ever had, or some of the best experiences I've ever had, I should say, is when I get invited to speak to middle schoolers. These are some of the best experiences I've ever had.
Shirisha, this is Lily. It's Lily.
This is, yeah.
And who you would be speaking to.
Okay, exactly.
Right.
It's just, it's amazing. I've been asked a few times, to go to middle schools, to middle schools and talk to students about things like education and empowerment. And the questions that they have are incredible. They are so difficult to answer, some of those questions. And I don't think I have felt so fulfilled and so satisfied anywhere else. It's really been, these experiences are tremendous. And, in my, short, humble journey, I have a long, long way to go. But, in this journey, I feel very fortunate to have learned a couple of very valuable lessons. And one of the things that I love doing is I love sharing those lessons with people, for anybody that may need to hear it or that may be too afraid to ask.
And you said something with your husband's example and just there with even going to the middle school. In both examples, I think you said, you used the words, what you got back. What your husband got back, what you got back. Here you are giving boundless love, which begets receiving boundless love. Like, that's the magic. That's the magic. What you got from the middle schoolers probably far exceeds, right? Because it's like you gave and you got, and that's the magic of giving and receiving love.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the best thing is the expectation is nothing. It's just this self-fulfilling
Yeah.
thing. You know, the expectation really is nothing. I think that's one of the keys to really giving boundless love, is that you don't have the expectation to receive anything back, but you just do.
You just do. And I know and acknowledge and appreciate that there are many, 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 many times in our lives, practical and profound reasons why it feels better to withhold, to just give a certain amount, or to not receive at all, whether that's safety or fear of being hurt, or you've been hurt before. And so I acknowledge that and I embrace it, because we know that I have lived that. What Shirisha and I'll say this to the community out there, are asking you to consider is that when we choose to show up with the spirit of giving and receiving love, however that manifests itself, that is when, I believe, that is when we create enduring success. And not just for ourselves, but for the people that are around us, because they get to experience what that means and what that feels like. And if we started with my fifth choice, all of those other ones will naturally happen. Creating community and belonging, building trust, committing to two-way agreements, making first choices. Those are all manifestations of showing up in the spirit of giving and receiving. Shirisha, you embody that. You embody it. And I feel so grateful that you gave your love to me today.
I'm so humbled to be here. Thank you.
Oh, so before we end, I usually end with just that, but I will ask you, is there one more thing that you want to give a shout out to, a message that you want to relay, or a middle schooler that you want to speak to? Any one more thing? And if there's not, that is totally fine.
I think that the only thing that I want to say to anybody that may need to hear this is that education will always empower you.
Go seek it. The will to grow. You are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to share this with our communities together.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, and I hope to talk again soon.
Thank you for joining me for our Choose and Become interview series. You could find this episode and others at trishkendall.com. Just go to trishkendall.com/choose-become-interview-series. Or if you have a question or just want to leave a comment, email me, trish@trishkendall.com.